had kind of a good time working on the video presentation this week, because every time I felt a little stress, I just went back to listening to these two songs, and it seemed to bring some quiet and some peace back into the hectic busyness of life. You know what I mean? Yeah, that sweetness, this invitation to walk softly on the earth when things are just crazy and chaotic and busy and confusing and complex. And sometimes during this time of year it looks a lot like that, doesn't it? We're all in a hurry, we're trying to get things done, we're trying to get places and do things, and so these holidays can be awesome, but it's sometimes difficult to remember to bring the holiness back into them. And so the invitation today is to remember that we can create a peaceful energy wherever we are, within whatever season we're celebrating. We can bring, it's a choice. It's a choice. We get to decide if we want to live in a chaotic, noisy world. And actually, we do live in a chaotic, noisy world at the level of our humanity. Isn't that the truth? But we can decide if we choose to bring forth a quiet, gentle presence of peace within that noisy world. Who we are within that. That's the invitation today, to center into that place of peace, peace, peace. I've never heard this particular song before. I know that if you're coming from a Christian tradition, you're probably very well versed on this song at the Christmas season. I've never heard it, and it just was very meaningful to me. And so this choice to make it holy, to make it quiet, to make it peaceful, is something that we have to do with a conscious awareness, you see. It doesn't happen to us just all on its own. We have to choose peace, because otherwise we're going to get distracted by all the stuff that's going on out there. But when we can align, and this has been my journey for the last, more than a month, a couple months, well actually maybe 67 years, maybe that'd be a much more honest description of the journey. What I know is when we can align with that quiet place within, that presence of peace within, and center in that, the world all of a sudden becomes a kinder, safer place to be. Have you noticed how that works? When we're centered and quiet, the world feels safer. It doesn't feel so harsh and edgy. There's a softness that comes around it when we ourselves are in that quiet place. To have that basic trust that, things look kind of goofy, but I'm going to get through it. I'm going to bring this innocent place of quiet peace to that, whatever that thing is, so that I'm not responding or reacting with cynicism, with fear, with judgment, with anger, those qualities that take away my peace. I used to have an acquaintance, and she always says, I'm not going to let anyone take my peace away. I'm not going to give my peace away to anyone or anything. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about that. And so, you see, sometimes we think that we have to find a peaceful place. Coming to a place like Common Ground on this particular morning, where we're focusing on peace and have sort of orchestrated the elements of our service to bring us to that place of peace, is a beautiful thing. But it's not always possible, right? You may have a house in a quiet neighborhood, but the noise of the world goes on. You may choose to sit on a cushion in a cave, but guess what? At some point, the noise in the world will surface, and there you are. So we have to have a capacity to push that reset button, that cosmic reset button, that brings us back to that quiet place of peace within. We talked about this on Friday at our Eckhart Tolle study. We've got to be able to accept life on life's terms as it is in the moment, move into a place of acceptance so that we can actually live the serenity prayer, for those of you like myself who are 12-step oriented folks, to live the serenity prayer that lets us know that we have to be able to accept life on life's terms. This is where we get the strength to move about in the world, you see. This is where it comes from, this basic acceptance of life on life's terms. life as it is, so that we can remain serene within ourselves no matter what's going on out there, no matter what relationships might look rocky, no matter what financial elements might be a little on the shaky side, no matter what employment issues we might have, no matter what health concerns we may have. We do have the capacity to push that reset button and find that place of serenity within that knows about peace, knows about harmony, knows about this calm presence within the chaos of life. Now, this is the thing. It doesn't mean when we bring forth this quiet, calm presence into our daily life, it doesn't mean that we don't talk or don't laugh or don't even shout with glee. It means that we're bringing a heart energy that is settled and calm and soft and peaceful. That's what we're bringing to the experience. See, I love what Marianne Williamson says in her book, Everyday Grace. She says, I realize that no matter what the problem, the single most powerful thing I can do is be quiet. Go to the place of holiness in my own heart, release my attachment and expectations, and surrender myself to the divine. Get quiet. Return to that quiet place within. If nothing else, just, what is it? Sit down, shut up. Show up, sit down, shut up, whatever those things are. Just be quiet. Try to get quiet. Get still. And when we can get still in that way, guess what happens? No matter what's going on in the world or in our life experience in that moment, no matter how crazy it might be, and let me tell you, I got some crazy going on at my house. Got some crazy. I have a new person living with us. Only Janie has rented him her playhouse. $20 a month, he's sleeping in the playhouse because he needs a safe place to be and it's working. Of course, he comes in the house to bathe and eat and those kinds of things, but we've added some complexity. Don't think it's complex having someone living in your backyard in a playhouse. But it's safe haven for someone who needs a home. And so, you see, there's a lot of chaos going on, but we can bring this quiet presence and this place of serenity to that, stuff, whatever's going on. Quiet. And then notice that within all of that, when we sit back and get quiet ourselves, all of a sudden, things don't look so crazy. Things don't look so confusing. We bring that energy and perception to whatever that thing is, and then, of course, we become the catalyst for everybody else to move into that place of peace with whatever's going on. That's our job, see. We get more interest in experiencing the peace that's going on within the experience than we are interested in the chaos and the story. Because so often we're focused on the story. Ain't it awful? Oh my gosh, how could this be happening? Oh geez. You know what I'm talking about? We focus on the story and on the chaos, and we overlook the fact that within that there is the possibility for this quiet place. Accept it as it is and be with that, whatever that is. That sanctuary of peace that we are. We're that. We're not going to find it anywhere else. We're it. We can't go out and find peace. I mean, we might find peace for a moment on the cushion in the cave, but, we can't stay there forever. We got to come. Actually, I'm wearing this spiral necklace today on purpose because this is the symbol, one of the symbols for common ground. This concept of going to the center of the spiral, sitting on the cushion in the cave, to fill up with the awareness of the peace that we are, so that we've got the courage, the capacity to come back out into the world, to be present with whatever is, and bring that energy of the quietness with us when we do that, you see. That's the image of the spiral that we teach at this community. So that when we come out, we're alert, we're present, we're active, we're speaking, we're laughing, we're joyful, and we've got this quietness that allows us to be at ease with whatever's going on. That's a big practice, folks. so that we can still care passionately about life. We don't have to retreat and get flat and just zone out. We can be fully engaged and at the same time bring that peace with us. Glenda tells a story about having a little symbol on her desk at a former
I knew you were going to say that.
A former place of work that was, she was actually, I think you were hiding under your desk for someone that was mean there, and she had a little symbol on her desk, and it says, "Nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul." Yeah, of course she was hiding under the desk. This reminder, there is the capacity and the possibility to find peace and quiet and a gentle approach within whatever meanness might be showing up in any given moment. So I've chosen this image behind me. I'm a Colorado girl, and it's kind of funny because when I got Glenda's image for the video presentation today, she chose snow, and I knew that I had chosen snow for the other images. I chose this particular image for my talk because I can remember as a child some of the most peaceful, quiet times in my life were in the snow and making the first footprints. Anybody from the snow or been to the snow or love the snow? You know what that quietness, that silence that's all around, that sort of muffled silence that comes with the snow, that new fallen snow, that intense quiet. I don't know. There's no quiet quite like that foresty snow quiet. It's so crisp and so fresh and so clean. And you know what? There's life going on all around. The birds and the foxes and the rabbits and everything's happening, but the quiet is so permeable, you see. So this path of quiet presence is this invitation for us to bring that energy with us when we go out into the busy world, so that we don't have to pay so much attention to all our neurotic thoughts. Oh my God, what if? Oh geez, what if? Yeah? Anybody got neurotic thoughts? Your neurotic thoughts are the things that you've got a habit of making those things complicate your life because you focus on that stuff. I do it. We all focus on the neurotic stuff, on the crazy stuff, you see. Most of the time it's me and my story. The universe starring me, you know, because I'm, you know, all the stuff is happening to me. I was having dinner with friends, Christmas celebration on Friday night, and all of a sudden, me and my story got really powerful, and I just sat there and cried, and I'm going, what the heck? I'm supposed to be working on peace, and all of a sudden it was me and my story of being tired, and me and my story of being responsible, and me and my story, and all of a sudden I'm falling apart at the seams. Why did I do that? Because I have a habit of complicating life and not focusing on the quiet, the peace, pushing the reset button and going, wait a minute, I know I'm not the only one that does this stuff. I know I'm not the only one. So I got to pay attention to the peace within that and go back and listen to those songs on the presentation and center myself so that I've got the tools to come out and face a busy world. I'm not saying it's easy. We all get distracted. We all get off balance sometimes where we sort of cross over into that, you know, pity pot or whatever we do. We do that. But this is what I can tell you. If we can bring the quiet presence and that peacefulness with us, we don't create as many problems in our lives. We don't perceive as many problems in our lives. We start seeing things in a softer way. And we have the spiritual strength to handle whatever that thing is in a powerful way and a positive way, and look beyond whatever that difficulty is, that habitual neurotic way of being in the world. Here's your invitation. Peace doesn't just happen. We have to make it a choice. Just like holiness, we make it a choice. We remember the truth of our being within. No matter what the problem is, we follow Marianne Williamson's suggestion. Just get quiet. Go back to the place of holiness inside yourself. Just get quiet and center yourself in that quiet, holy place. Accept life on life's terms. Accept life on life's terms. Change what you can, and know what you can't change, and move forward. Move forward. Notice the quiet within whatever's going on. It's there because you're there. It's there because you're present. Ask yourself, which is the question I was asking myself, am I complicating my life? Am I making things too hard? Am I focusing on all my neurotic stuff instead of on the beauty of this moment? Am I just making it too darn hard? And remember, every single one of us has a capacity to hit that reset button so that we can move out of that chaotic, painful place and move into that place of peace. Peace, that deep peace that these children sang about this morning. Thank you for listening. Merry Christmas.